Facebook and YouTube Live, as well as Wildcats Radio 1290. Hey, let's take a look at the California Golden Bears. You know it. You know the story. Tell the whole darn world this is Bear territory. Joining us right now, safety Daniel Scott, our guest here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Thank you so much for joining us. How's Media Day been for you?
It's been great. I really appreciate you guys having me on.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about Cal football. I had dinner with Coach Wilcox the other night. I can't say enough good stuff about what's going on with the California Golden Bears. What's your thought process? Where are you as far as expectations going into the season?
I think we continue to keep that standard for us and keep that culture high as what you were talking about. Wilcox is a special individual, and he's leading the right group of people. So I'd say we're real eager and anxious to get this season going. We got a lot of young guys coming in that are ready to make plays, ready to carve out their roles and, set a name for themselves. So I would think in general we're just eager to get going and compete again and fly around.
All right, so Coach Wilcox, there was talk, maybe somebody's going to try to steal him away. He's staying. But he was already committed before any of us that don't know anything in the media start talking. But when he stays, the coaching staff makes a commitment to stay. What's that mean for someone like you who's been through this with Cal? You're I don't know if I want to say this to you, but you're the old man of the defense, right?
I'm the old man of the team probably.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's huge, We knew inside of our locker room that Wilcox is dedicated to us and dedicated to the Cal family and Cal community. But to hear that, that stuff come out publicly only shows more respect to him and, the decision that he made. But like you said, I'm the old man. I'm the last one in his first recruiting class.
Are you really?
Yeah, we got a little unique relationship. So I would say, that's a special man right there. So keeping him as my mentor and a little leader is definitely important for me.
So you must really like going to class then.
Yeah, I would say that.
Well, it's Cal though, because I mean, come on, you're not taking underwater basket weaving at Cal. Everything there is.
Yeah,
top of the food chain academic-wise, right?
Correct. You're definitely right.
What is Cal football's culture?
I think it's real big on accountability.
Okay.
At the end of the day, you got to do your 111th or your one of whatever you have on your team. So if you're a starter on the defense, you got to do your 111th. If you're a starter on offense, you got to do your 111th, and you got to trust that your buddy next to you is going to do his 111th. Try not to do too much outside of your frame. And accountability is huge for us. We have a standard in place, and holding that standard through everything thick and thin, regardless of who's in the locker room. You might have some transfers. You might have some people, go away or declare or whatnot. Keeping that standard strong, that culture strong, will keep the longevity of our team going.
One of the things that I'm going to look at for Cal is pass rushing, and
Right.
I think that's going to be important. And then for the defensive backfield, talk to me about your defensive backfield mates, because it seems like the defensive back might be the deepest of the defensive rooms.
Right. I mean, I like our guys. Obviously we lost Elijah this year to the draft, and he was a great skill and role for us, being a captain and a leader of our group. But I'd also say, we got Lou Hearns, young guy. No one really thought he was going to ball last year as a freshman. Him gaining 15, 20 pounds, seeing how that's going to make a difference. We got Colin Gamble, Isaiah Young, both those guys, good corners, seeing their improvement throughout the time. And then the safeties. We got God knows how many safeties. We got Miles Williams, Ray Woody, Craig Woodson, Hunter Barth, all these guys that are that I trust, and they've been working hard day in and day out in the offseason. So I'm excited to see, how this all pans out.
I'm looking at the schedule. You guys have quite a schedule this season.
Yes.
You start with that UC Davis game, but then you're going to take on UNLV. You get to go to South Bend, Indiana to take on Notre Dame. That's going to be a very special game.
Very excited for that. Absolutely.
Again, you're going to have Arizona come up on the 24th of September. Oregon is one of the highlights for me. USC, Oregon State, Stanford, and UCLA. This is going to be a real test for the Cal Golden Bears.
Yes, sir. I would definitely agree. Like you said, everyone's a little excited for that Notre Dame game in the beginning of the season, but we also know we got a long road in that Pac-12 schedule. So, it's like I said, having the right mindset, taking it one game at a time, not overly looking one team or another, because at the end of the day, we got to focus on UC Davis, right? That's the first game we got. So from there, we'll go.
What about this team do you think is going to be the difference maker? Because as I look at Cal last year, there were a lot of games that just kind of slipped away. 3 quarters of great football, maybe even 50 minutes of great football, and then just something happens. I know that Arizona game hurt.
Yeah.
The student section rushed the field. Arizona hadn't won in so many years, and it was just by an eyelash.
Right.
The difference between the two.
Yeah. I mean, that year was a little tough, not coming into the game fully equipped with all of our players. Had a little COVID issue, and, at least for me, I went out there and I played. I definitely have a sour taste in my mouth after that game. But it's like you said, I think our guys are hungry. I think they're ready to go, not overlooking one team at a time. But we got a lot of talent, I don't know if we've had this much depth in a while. We definitely got a lot of depth in a place that we haven't had depth before. So I'm excited, having, multiple guys ready to go at any situation, for any position, I think is really important.
What's the one thing that we're missing? I mean, you're going to do 30 radio interviews today, right? And you're just starting along. What's something that we need to know about the Cal Golden Bears?
We're eager. A lot of people are still going to doubt us, still talk, it's just a smart school or whatever you guys want to talk about. But we're eager and we're hungry. We're coming in every single day in the off season. We're working where we're competing with each other, whether I'm benching with the wide receiver, whether I'm running a sprint against a wide receiver, whatnot. We're always trying to compete and get better every day. So that 1%, hopefully, if you put in enough pennies into the jar, that jar will be full. You know what I mean?
Do you think people take you for granted or overlook you because it's the University of California?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people don't really necessarily think of Cal as like a strong football school, but we've had strong traditions. It's legacies of Cal athletes all throughout time. And then even the DB room, we got a DB drafted the last probably 4 years, I think.
Right.
So, but we also enjoy that. Our school's not into all the flash all the time. We don't need to be the front runner. We like to work from behind and prove those doubters wrong.
All right, one last thing. You got one more crack at Stanford, right?
Yep.
The one of the beautiful things about our conference, and everybody's been asking you about realignment, I'm assuming. One of the beautiful things about our conference is the rivalries. Mm-hmm. Rivalry weekend in the Pac-12 is like none other. We have the Territorial Cup where Arizona State just go at it, and we think about that year-round. Talk to me about the big game and the Axe.
Yeah. I mean, I think the big game's huge. I think it's one of the longest-lasting, rivalries in college football. This year, we got the 40-year anniversary of the big play, where we got to beat the band came on the field.
Who won that game?
You know who won. Yep, exactly. But like I said, it's a storied tradition. It goes on hundreds of years almost, and it's interesting because over my 6 years now, you hear rivalry week, you start hearing about the history of the Axe and the storied rivalry.
Axe, and the neck.
Getting them to cross the ferry with the Axe underneath the trench coat, and then splitting car. Like, it's a unique story, and if you haven't read it or heard about it, I definitely think you should look at it. But I think for us this year, at least for me specifically, I haven't won the Axe at home, so keeping the Axe this year at Memorial Stadium is going to be important. We've got some fans rushing on the away games onto the field. Hopefully we get some fans rushing onto the home field this time.
I mean, how much are you looking forward to that? Because, again, 6 years, you're the old man. You came in with Justin when he said, hey, guys, believe in me. I'm going to change things at Cal. To be able to walk away with that Axe after the last game and hold that up on that plaque has got to be something special.
Yeah. I mean, seeing it for the first time, I think it was 2019, seeing the smile on his face and all of our faces holding that Axe in the locker room is something special, something different. So, got to be true to that, and that's definitely the mindset and what we're thinking we're going to happen. So I can't wait for that game and can't wait to come back into the locker room again, and it's still Bear territory. So
see, I know what listen. I got a bunch of buddies that went to Cal. I've been up there many times. I've sat there. It's a fun place to watch football. It's a special place. It's a special community. It's a special team. And I tell you what, like I said, I sat next to Coach Wilcox at dinner last night. Talk about a tremendous man.
Absolutely.
And you were the one who believed in him before everybody else. You're the one. So all this, you're the cornerstone of all of that. So I wish you guys nothing but the best. We will see you when Arizona comes up to Cal towards the beginning of the season. We appreciate you taking time joining us. Stay healthy.
Absolutely.
And have a great season.
Absolutely. I really appreciate you guys having me on today.
All right, we'll continue with you. Daniel Scotsman joining us from the Cal Golden Bears. We'll continue with you. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.